Good morning, children. So we're done with the previous topic, right? The previous chapter. What was that? Composition of our planet. Alright. So 1 and 2 of geography is done. History chapter 1 is done. And even civics, pole science chapter 1 is done. So let us go to chapter 2 of history. Let us dig some of our past. Let us try to discover. Let us try to know something about past. What is this? Kings and kingdoms. Okay, before we go into the chapter, let's see what is written in that box. A piece of information for us. North India during the period under our study was ruled by many rulers, each dominating a particular region and often with expanding or contracting boundaries. Imagine that you are a foreign visitor taking a trip to India during this period. What will your experience be like? Do you think you will like what you see? Why do you think that India did not have a powerful emperor then? Whereas during the earlier periods, particularly during the Mayuras and the Guptas, there was unified rule. Why? Some questions in front of us. Let us try to find out the answers of these questions. Let's see if this chapter provides us the answer of this question. Around the time when Harshavardhana and Pulaksin too were locked in a war of supremacy in India, a revolutionary change was taking place not too far away from the Indian shores. It was the emergence of Islam in Arabia. Okay, so how did it affect us? When our kings Harshavardhana and Pulaksin too, they were indulged in war. There were some changes taking place in Arab. That is the emergence of Islam. Sorry. Emergence of new kingdoms. During the earliest phase of the medieval history, roughly somewhere from the 7th century, the chieftains or vassals representing numerous clan identities rose in prominence in different parts of the subcontinent. Soon they acquired power and wealth and asserted their independence to establish independent kingdoms. For instance, Danti Durga defeated the Cholukyas and laid the foundation of the Rashtrakuta dynasty. Some chieftains such as the Gujarat Pratiharas gave up their traditional occupation and successfully established their kingdom in Rajasthan. Alright, so this para tells us about the beginning of the medieval history, medieval period, somewhere from the 7th century. What happened during these days was the local chieftains means the local leaders, okay, the local group leaders, the vassals. See, it's written in bold, so which means you have the meaning of this glossary at the end of the chapter. So if you have doubts while reading text at home, you can also refer it, or I would suggest you to sit with a dictionary, okay, as only some words are being written in bold, and you might find some more additional words which are new to you. In that case, what you will do when you read the text at home, grab a pencil, be handy with the dictionary, there and then just next to the word when you read, if there is any word which you are not familiar with, write down the meaning of that particular word in the textbook with pencil, so that later on when you read it again, you don't have to refer back to the dictionary. Okay, so the vassals, the chieftains, as they were the leader, they were representing large number of groups. They rose in different parts of the subcontinent, and these people, these chieftains, they acquired power, wealth, and as they acquired power and wealth, they assured their independence of establishing an independent kingdom. One of the kingdom which emerged in this way was the kingdom of the Rashtrakuta dynasty. It was basically established by Danti Durga, who defeated the Chalukyas and established this Rashtrakuta dynasty. And also some more other examples are there. Some chieftains such as the Gurjara Pratiharas, they also gave up their actual traditional occupation and they also established a kingdom in Rajasthan. So underline this, okay? Danti Durga defeating Chalukya and establishing Rashtrakuta. Gurjara Pratihara giving up their traditional occupation and establishing a kingdom in Rajasthan. A clan of warriors referred to as the Rajputs dominated the history of North and Central India from about 750 CE to 1200 CE. Another group, Rajputs. Underline. And also the period when they ruled and the areas, that is the North and the Central India, from 1750 CE to 1200. They claimed that they are the descent of the solar family or lunar family. Some of the Rajputs, they claim to be from the solar family, some from the lunar family. Many historians trace their ancestry to tribes such as the Huns, Kushanas, Shakas, etc. Underline that. Some of the tribes of the earlier, this what you call period, modern medieval history, you can say the medieval period. They established their kingdoms, they means the Rajputs, okay? They established their kingdoms throughout North India and guarded the land from Arab and Turk invaders. During the reign of Harshavardhana, Kannauj became the center of all political development in North India. Underline that. During the reign, means during the period, during the rule of Harshavardhana, Kannauj became the center of all political development in North India. On account of its strategic position, Kannauj fostered trade and commerce and high fertility of soil, encouraged agricultural growth. Due to this, all new kingdoms that sprang up after the disintegration of Harshavardhana's empire were equally interested in acquiring control over Kannauj. That is where war will start now. So it all started with Kannauj. Basically, you can say that. Okay, now let us come back to this particular paragraph. So when these Rajputs, they established their kingdoms throughout the north and they were guarding our country, India, from the Arabs, from the Turks, and especially during the period when Harshavardhana was ruling, Kannauj was made as the center and center of all political development, okay, especially because of its position. Now Kannauj was located in such a position, its location, that it led to the growth of trade and commerce, and also since the soil in that particular area was very much fertile, which also led to the development of agricultural growth. Now because of this, the other kingdoms which got disintegrated, which broke down from Harshavardhana's empire, now they were also showing their interest in capturing, in acquiring Kannauj. Now let's see what happens. Who gets Kannauj? Warring kingdoms involved in tripartite struggle. The beginning of the medieval Indian history was marked by a long struggle involving the Gurjara Pratiharas of Malwa, the Rashtrakutas of Deccan, and the Palas of Bengal to establish their supremacy over Kannauj. Underline that. Now see, because of Kannauj, now everybody wants the same place, especially these three. So a kind of a warlike situation is about to start. Who are these three groups? I repeat. The Gurjara Pratihara of Malwa, the Rashtrakutas of Deccan, and the Palas of Bengal. Okay, these three. They all three wanted to have control over Kannauj. As this event involved three major regional powers, it is described by the historians as tripartite struggle. Alright. Now these three groups, they were during those days, They were considered to be the major regional powers. Underline. Hence, the historians, they term this particular struggle as a kind of tripartite struggle. The constant struggle eventually weakened the three dynasties and resulted in their ultimate decline. Now see, these three, which were considered the major regional powers, because of continuous indulgence in fight, you can say, with one another, all three became weak. As a result, ultimately it led to their decline. None of them survived. Now we will see in detail about this three particular group, that is the Gurjara Pratiharas of Malwa, the Rashtrakutas of Deccan, and the Palas of Bengal. If you see, that is what the next topic is all about. Yes, page number 141 is all about this three group, specifically in detail. Interesting chapter, something new to learn. Alright, I will not go to this three topic specifically today. We will discuss it in the next class. What I want you to understand is, what are we going to read in this chapter? Without getting the head and tail of any particular chapter, if you directly jump into the lesson, that's of no use, because you don't get that interest. You're not able to find the actual taste of the chapter, that why are we studying this lesson, what are we going to know from this. The very first thing is that you must develop that interest, that something new we are going to learn. So this is what we are going to learn. So try to understand what I have explained. If not, if you have any query, you can get back to me. And yes, most importantly, go through the text. And if there is any meaning, any word which you are unaware of, you can refer dictionary. Alright, learn how to use dictionary, be used to it. It will help you in your other subjects as well. Now let us go to the exercise. Let us see if there is any questions from the exercise related to this particular topic that we have discussed now. If yes, that will be your assignment. If not, let's see what happens. Page number 150. Fill in the blanks. Number 1, no. Number 2, yes. Number 2, fill in the blanks. Number 2. Match the column will come after the end of the chapter, because it's all tangled up, it's all mixed together. So we will not do match the column now. Yes, answer the following question in brief. That is question number C. 1. Question number C. 3. Question number D. 1. That's all. Nothing much. Only very few. So 1 fill in the blanks, 2 short answer question, and 1 long answer question. Hopefully, I believe each one of you will submit. Alright. So that's all for the day. See you in the next class. Please study well. God bless you all.